What's up, everyone? So today this video is gonna be pretty long. It's gonna be a little different. We're gonna kind of go on the journey of my thought process on building this particular idea, and you're gonna get to kind of see some just behind the scenes of what I just kind of how I act. If you watch for the whole thing, that's great. If you don't want to stick around for the whole entire video, about 30 minutes in is when I really start getting into the plans and building it, so you can fast forward to 30 minutes if you'd like, save yourself some time. And I hope you enjoy it, and we'll have plans down below too for this. This is it's a lot of fun. Hope you stick around and watch the whole thing. I know it's a little bit longer, but it's a cool video. It came out really well. The total cost, I average it out later, $35 for all the bolts, nuts, and hardware and the flanges, and then it's another $10 for the pipe. So it's about 45 bucks in total for all the components to build it. But I had the HDPE cutting boards on hand already, so I save money on that one. But you'll see what I say later to see if you can get some for free. Check it out. Watch the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment, share the video with your friends. Really awesome. And maybe build one yourself. I want to see some comments down below of you taking this project on yourself with your ideas. See ya. Enjoy the video. Thanks. What's up, guys? Coming at you again with a new video today. We are going out of the driveway, headed to Home Depot to pick up a couple stainless screws for our new project. Some of you probably, if you're into fishing and stuff, you probably have seen these. They're like a fish cleaning table, a bait prep table for your boat, and they go into a rod holder. Well, they're not too expensive. Boat Outfitters has one for $169, and you get free shipping for orders over, I think, $150 or something, or $100 or whatever the case. But anyway, we're gonna see if we can build one. Okay. If it goes successfully, I'll have plans for that in the description below. If it does not, you may not see this video. However, the difficult thing is going to be finding the apparatus that we're going to mount to the bottom of the cutting board and go into the rod holder and make it adjustable, because our rod holders are 30-degree rod holders, which I'm not overly worried about that. I can if I can find the hardware that I need, I can cut the pipe or what have you that's going to go into the rod holder to make it to where it's flat at 30 degrees in the rod holder. But that's going to be the difficult part. Finding the stuff we need for us to be able to make that happen. Now, maybe that might be too loud for you guys. Now, BoatOutfitters.com also sells the part to do this. If you wanted to build it yourself, or if you already had their table and your mount broke or whatever, that's $110 just for that piece of hardware, which for $170 you get the whole entire table. Now, the price isn't bad. I mean, I have the materials. I have a lot of materials at home, so we'll show you that in just a second. But I've been wanting one of these for a little while. I think they're really cool, and it would make cutting up bait and stuff really easy on the boat. We're currently using a small piece of wood, like an old 1x6 that I cut down, which is perfectly fine and it works really well. And if this doesn't work out, we're going to continue using that to prep our bait. But if we have bait cut, we go to run or move and go somewhere, it slides off the center console and it can make a mess of the bait and we lose all of our stuff. But anyway, we have, thanks to my stepdad, a long time ago, he used to work for a company that he did refrigeration and repairs and stuff for a big restaurant local here in Houston. And over the years, he would acquire some stuff here and there that was being decommissioned, thrown away. Well, nevertheless, we got some really nice cutting boards from this place. And I've had these things for, geez, about 8 or 10 years. They're 3/4 of an inch thick, and they're pretty good size. Really, I think they're made out of Teflon, or like a Teflon type material, maybe PVC type material, whatever the case. They're perfect for this situation. Matter of fact, whenever we do catch a bunch of fish and we go clean them at my father-in-law's house, we actually have one of those mounted on the fish cleaning table because it's perfect for that. I have two laying around the house. I use one for cleaning my fish too at the house in case I don't get a chance to make it to my father-in-law's. And there we are. But nevertheless, we have the materials. I think I'm gonna be able to use one of the boards that I have, and I'm gonna be able to save my second one. I hope I can at least. I've already drawn out my my design. I am copying the one that, or I'm going very similar to the one that's on Boat Outfitters. Of course, theirs is a lot better and a lot nicer. Theirs has a cup holder on the side and a bunch of other stuff. Mine's just gonna be very, very basic. Nevertheless, we're gonna give it a whirl, okay? Taking you guys on a journey with me. Like I said, we're gonna go run to Home Depot. We're going to pick up the stainless steel screws. My supply of stainless is lacking. I've been using a lot of stainless steel hardware for projects around the house, unfortunately. And it's been dwindling down my supply. But been a good day today. We had a pretty good bit of rain, and my youngest son, his 3rd birthday party was today. He officially turns 5 on Tuesday. We had some family come out, went to a splash pad, had his little birthday party, and had a great time. Made it through the rain. Now we're back at the house. The kids are just chilling. I'm running over here real fast to pick up this part and get back to the house, see if we can build it. I'm trying to get my oldest son out there too, have him screw some screws in and whatnot. But man, let me park. Let's run inside, get the stuff. See you in a minute. All right, here we are. Here's the panhead sheet metal screws, but I really want to flush mount them. But they don't have a kit like this. So these are zinc coated, and they might be okay, but they probably rust. And we're gonna be in salt water. But I wish they had this in stainless steel. But they do not, because I'm gonna countersink it, and this would make for a nice flush finish to where, man, these are all zinc too. Dang it. They have them in stainless, but they're only like a 2 or 3 pack. I would need a ton of these things. Project budget just went up. Let's see here. I don't know. So our materials are 3/4 of an inch thick. We get 1.25 inches. That would be what? An inch? No, 1/2 inch into the material. Do 3/4 inch into the material. That should be better. So preferred 1.5 inches for really good bite into that Teflon stuff. But there's only 2 screws in here, bro. Dang it. Is it a 1032? How many screws in here? 50 pack for $10? Of course, there's no price on the stainless. That's how you know it's expensive. Oh wait, hold up. Look at this. Found them. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Literally 1 bay over. Yeah, dude. 1.25 inch, 2 inch. Don't need 2 inches. 1.25 inch. There's gotta be 1.5 inch in here somewhere. Yes. Bam. Those are kind of thick though. Maybe these are 1.25 inch, 1.25 inch. That's all 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch. Yes, dude. Sweet. Well, we're gonna get 2 packs of these. Bam, check it out. Is that the right one? Number 10.5 inch. Panhead, sheet metal screws to countersink and flush mount. Boom, baby. All right. The dilemma is finding a way to get this thing to mount into the rod holder, right? That's the debacle that I'm running into. I was using a piece of PVC, but I don't know what I would use to mount the table onto the PVC. If there was like a collar I could cement together and put in there, then that could work. But I don't know if they have anything like that. Like an old table or something, and go from there. So we're gonna go to the PVC aisle and check it out. I mean, the size we would need, what is this? This is, let's see. So 1-inch PVC would probably work really well. But what would I use? Let's see here. All right, we're gonna scour through the PVC real quick so we can find something that we can mount on there. Well, we're on the move. PVC was a no-go. I have a feeling that if I did find something for the PVC and I mounted it and we're leaving it in position as we're running, probably break off and I lose my cutting board over the side of the boat. So, preferably aluminum. We're gonna run to the metal and see what we can find over here. But then the debacle comes in, how do I mount it? All right, well, we found something. It's not what I wanted, but it will work. However, we're probably gonna have to abandon the 30-degree rod holder idea. Oh, look, there's a plane. Because there is really not much out there in the sense of trying to find something and build to go. I think we'd have to go 60 degrees or something like that, or what have you, to make it horizontal. Let me get the car started real quick, and we'll talk about this. So my idea to mount it actually came pretty good. It came together pretty well. So this is what we got. So we got a floor flange. It goes on the end of a pipe right here, right? So this will mount onto the bottom of our cutting board, and then in theory this will go into the rod holder. However, problem, this is straight. If I had a welder, it'd be a cinch. Just cut this thing and, well, this is probably cast iron actually, so. Well, I don't know. Actually, it's pretty heavy, so nevertheless, you get the gist, right? So we would have to cut that angle and go there. But I think what we're gonna do, I think we're going to try to mount a straight rod holder. I have one at the house, see if it works, and go from there. We came out of Home Depot, spending 45 bucks. Like I said, I had to restock on a couple of items. Got some new screws, some more screws, some bolts, some nuts. What I really wanted was a round piece of aluminum tube, not the same size of 1 inch, but the debacle was going to be that we were not gonna have a way to attach it to the table. And I don't have a welder. I don't have an aluminum welder for sure. So we're just trying to figure it out. And this idea popped in my head. You know, people make the shelves out of the pipes, and they use the floor flanges, and they turn out pretty cool. This would work perfectly, and it would mount onto the bottom of the board. My thought was, I thought that maybe they had like a 30-degree pipe fitting, but they do not. They have 45 and 90-degree pipe fittings, and that's it. And my methodology was, if it's 30 degrees in my rod holder, I need to make it 60 degrees. I could be wrong, probably wrong, but I need to make 60 degrees to make it go flat, right? But who knows? But either way, the math didn't work out because it was 45 and 90, and I'm not trying to piece together all these pieces. Anyway, that didn't go as planned. However, the project lives on. We're gonna try to make this happen. The next phase, cutting material, getting our pieces all together, drilling our pilot holes for our screws to go in, putting it together, and then trying to find a spot for it to go on the boat. That's gonna be the fun part. Because I originally didn't really want to take over one of our rod holders. I installed 4 rod holders on the boat, And man, they get used a lot. They catch more fish than anybody else in the boat, I'll tell you that. They double as a cup holder too, and it's been a really nice addition for sure. Highly recommend. If you don't have a rod holder in your boat, you better get some, because they're a game changer. Ours only had it had 6, but it was only on the center console, and they were straight up and down. And fishing lines kind of got everywhere. For whenever you're running, they're nice. We move everything to the center console whenever we're running, but whenever we're fishing, there's nothing out there, nothing on the boat. And sometimes you just want to put your rod, like throw a line out there and let it sit, let a croaker soak or something, and just chill and let a big old redfish snag that sucker, you know? So we installed those, and it's been a great addition and a lot of fun. Learning a lot of stuff about this boating industry and stuff, you know, watching tons of videos too. Like the Skiff Guy, Born Again Boating, Perfect Fit Boating, and so many others out there, man. Learn a lot of stuff from those dudes. Haven't decided to jump into the fiberglass realm yet. We'll see. My floor is in pretty rough shape. It's getting worse every time we go out, but my boat's a 2-piece construction. You have the hull and you have the mold that goes into the hole for pretty much where you stand and you sit. And I think something's popping up through the bottom of the floor. Nevertheless, I mean, I think it's just poor design. We'll be fixing that in the near future, probably nearer than later. I was hoping to try to get 2 seasons out of it, and we're currently a season and a half in, so we're coming up to that timeline of doing some major fiberglass work. Unfortunately, I will not be doing the fiberglass work on it because I don't really have a whole lot of time to mess with that. I don't have a good place to do it either. My shop is already busting at the seams with woodworking stuff. So I don't have any good place to store that kind of stuff, and really, I could make it work if I really decided to do it, but I just don't want to. We'll be probably hiring somebody to do that, unfortunately, but it could make for some good videos. But I have no idea what I'm doing, so it'd be nice to let somebody else that knows what they're doing and fix it for us. And we'll be repowering it too at that time. I'm looking at going with a Yamaha VMAX Show 200 to 225 or the Suzuki Midnight color and the same power, 200 to 225 in the V6. But we'll see. Time will tell. Depends on who has the best price. I really like the Yamaha brand. You don't hear anything but good stuff about them. And then Suzuki's actually coming up, so those are the 2 competitors for what we're trying to do. Anyway, enough chit chat with that. Let's get back to the house and get this thing built. See you in a sec. All right, we're back at the home workshop. So we got all of our goodies. Now I'm not driving. So check this out. Here's the plans for the tabletop, or the cutting top, okay? I think I found out where I'm gonna mount it to. We're gonna get rid of the 60 to 30 degree. Make that real simple, make it a straight shot. So check this out. Here's our plans. It's opened up where it's like all the pieces. It's gonna be 4 pieces in total. We got a bottom, side, back. This piece, the center piece, is 23 by 13 deep, 3/4 inches wide. The side pieces is going to be 1 inch to 3 inch, and the 3 inch side is 7 inches long, and we're just going to connect those lines and cut it along there. Same for this side over here. Back side is 23 inches by 3 inches tall. Okay, and then we're going to cut a relief on the back of this, about a 1/2 inch, let me see here. So we're going to come over about 2 inches. Each block is 1 inch, so come over 2 inches right there, and then 2 inches right there, and then we're going to come up about a 1/2 inch, go across, go to the center of 23, which will be 11.5. So we'll come over, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.5. So here, we're gonna go over 1, 2.5, make it simple, and go over 1, 2.5. And we're gonna go up a 1/2 inch half an inch, half an inch, oops, half an inch. And then we'll just connect this like so. Boom. Boom. And we'll get rid of this section here. And that's going to be our washdown area for the any guts or whatever to go over the side. And we'll probably put 2 screws here, 3 screws here, and 2 screws here. We're going to do about 4 or 5 screws in each side here. So it'll be 5, 10, 7, 9, plus 3, so 12 screws total for this to go together, and it'll be flush mount. Now, let's make sure we have enough material for this. So let's get our pieces. Here's the plans, and we'll go check on that. Let me go show you where we're gonna mount this thing. The plan is right here on this one of these 2 sides. Since there's quite a bit of stress cracking here, spider cracking, we'll probably choose this one to mount a rod holder into. And the reason why is on my gas can, the access port's missing, but whenever we get that fixed, I'll be able to come in here, either side, and put a pin into the pole to keep it from like trying to fly out, okay? And I'm trying to figure out if I want to use a rod holder for this, which would be ideal, or some other method, like a piece of PVC or something to run down like an umbrella tube or something and just do that. We'll see. We'll go from there. All right. Here is the old material. It's a good way to kill it, dude. No, you don't. Go forward. Turn to the left. All right. Anyway, here's our cutting board material. This is those ones I told you came from a restaurant like several years ago. They have lived outside most of their entire life, and they have been many things throughout their lifespan of being at the Jernigan household. This was a planter at one point. The planter has since rotted away. We still have the cutting board. Let's get some measurements off of this, see if we have enough, and go from there. Guys, stroke of genius just happened. Light bulb went off. You guys may have been saying this during the video. I'm trying to figure out how to mount this on the boat or get it on the boat somehow, okay? Check this out. Okay, this is where my head went as I'm looking at this and trying to piece this all together. We'll just get another one of these and maybe shorten our pole. This is a 24-inch pole because I thought I was gonna be going in a rod holder. And we'll mount that sucker, boom, right there. Or, boom, right there. Or better yet, come to the back of the boat. Boom. Right there. So many options. But we're gonna get another one of these. This will stay on the boat permanently. I kind of like the spot. We'll check it out. We'll figure out the positioning of it later, and get to keep rod hole number 1, number 2, 3 is right there, 4 is on the other corner and back over there. Yeah, man, this to be clean as a whistle. It'll rust, unfortunately. However, doesn't matter. That'll work perfectly. And it'll be secure. It'll be screwed in here, screwed on the top, because this will be on the one of these pieces will be mounted onto the cutting board as well. Yeah, check that out. Just can't be afraid to customize some things, you know what I'm saying? And this piece here isn't too big either, so it's like not gonna get in the way. And doesn't have any abrasive angles on it. It's not gonna grab your clothes. You'll be getting out of the boat. It's not in the way of the fuel. Dude. Perfect. Okay. That has been solved. Now we're going to go ahead and get into figuring out if we have enough material. We have figured out the way to mount this onto the boat. Now it's time to figure out if we have enough of this stuff to make it happen. Fingers crossed. I think we have enough. Let's get measured out and marked out. All right. Here's our 23-inch cut this way, 23-inch cut this way. I need 3-inch strips out of this one at 23, which will be already cut, which I'll have to shave down because I'm probably gonna go inside. I'll probably put this 23-inch strip inside my side edges. We'll figure that out. And then we need 2 at 13 inches. So we're gonna rip those down. We're gonna use the table saw for that, so it makes it easy, cream, easy. All right, let's go. All right, we're set up here. Our 13-inch section is this piece here. I already have a hole here for some plies. And then we're, good table saw set up. When your kids are into sports, my oldest plays baseball. I find baseballs everywhere. It's been a while since we've done something like this in the garage. See all that dust? Sure is nice. Okay, we're gonna set our fence to 3 inches to get our 3-inch strips for this guy. Let's do that now. It's gonna be 3 inches from edge of fence to inside of the blade. Let me show you. Edge of fence to inside of the blade. This needs to be 3 inches. Normally you can go off of your numbers here as long as your fence is set correctly, and for us, we're good to go. Okay, now let's cut our angle on this thing right here. That's what we're gonna do. Our front side is gonna be 1 inch up, and then up here, we're going down 7. We're just gonna, boom, connect the dots. Let's do that now. One inch. Seven across. her line. I know it's hazy. We're gonna try to sand it, see if we can get it look nice and white. Boom, there she is. The angle ends up being 22.5 degrees. So if you wanted to, you could just go here, mark your 1 inch here, 22.5, bam, done. Worked out really well. So 22.5 degrees, what my table or my miter saw angled out to be. Would you look at that, brother? That looks like the same exact one you'd find on Boat Outfitters. A little more crusty though. She's been used and abused. However, we're gonna try to sand it, brighten it up a little bit. Man, look at that. So what they did is they offset this in about like right here, and they drilled holes on the side along here for you to put like hooks, hang stuff and all that, which isn't a bad idea. I think I might actually do that. Have this toe kit, I'm gonna cut that off, and then boom, done. Really cool. And then we'll have a spot for pliers right here. Got a drain hole already in there. It's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. That was already there for like a finger hole to pull it up out of the restaurant so you clean them. But we're gonna try to make it to where that is at the back of the boat. Or I get a piece of scrap, cut out a size like this, get some 5200, stuff it in there, and now we have no hole. And we'll be able to use our drain in the back. It's bowed right now, that's why we already have a drain. But I have to cut my reliefs in the back of that thing. Let's do that now. What do you think? Yeah? Just got comfy, I know. So on the website, they have it where you have like an overhang, where you have holes here to put hooks and stuff. Do you want to do that? Huh? So like right here maybe? We don't really need a plier holder. We already have a plier holder. This would just be for bait. Maybe put like a spot for the knife to go.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe a spot for the knife.
And I'm thinking about using that. Well, put it back here. Oh yeah, I haven't seen this yet. I got some of this. And then run around over the edges and all that. Do we want that? Because if we don't, then I'll just go away to the edge. Like that.
Wait, you said they have an
They have it like
hooks?
here. Yeah, if like you hang your excess hooks or whatever. Like
I don't see us doing that with kids in the boat.
Well, no, I mean we put them back in the
I know, we put them back where they belong.
But so it goes over the edge like this.
And it's not going to be that big of a deal for one hook to just sit right here.
Well, there's gonna be slots back here. I'm about to cut some grooves in this for like guts and whatever. I'm gonna fill this in.
So is it on the bottom or is it on the back?
What?
Is it on this piece that the slots?
Yeah, it's gonna be on this piece.
Okay, so this piece,
We're
not
gonna
on
put
this.
like a groove and 2 grooves. Yeah, see.
Yeah. Okay. I like to get through the.
Yeah. So do we want that? We want the knife to be in here and like kind of like in a slot back here where it's hanging off the boat, and nobody can get their hands on it over here on this side. Because this essentially this would be hanging over the edge of the boat, right? So that would be hanging on the edge of the boat. And it would be bare, you know. So.
Or even we could make some type of like little metal basket for the knife to just sit on up here. Or just sits, like you can make it out of like some of the fencing. And you can make like a little,
up here.
Yeah, you can clip it.
You could use that sheath that I have too, because it goes in that. Well, actually, it's gonna be on the same side.
Oh, so
you know, turn around, grab it out,
yeah.
and boom. So we don't need any trays on this. That makes my job even easier.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can brighten this thing up. Well, first I gotta cut that. What do you think, though?
Looks great.
Looks good,
I
right?
can't wait to see once it gets sanded, it's going to be worth $175.
Right. All right, we called an audible. So instead of a 1/2 inch, seems a little big, we're gonna do a 1/4 inch. That's where their 1/4 inch marks. That's for our drain off the back of the cutting board. Let's get that cut now. We're gonna take this over to the old scroll saw. Maybe. Let's try it out. My father-in-law, if he's watching this video. There's the frog's feet. They're drying out pretty nice. All right, let's cut this thing out. That little one got a little messed up. That one looks pretty good. Scroll saw gets a little squirrely, but it's for us, right? It's as good as used. Look at that. Boom. All right, let's sand it. See if we can brighten this sucker up a little bit. See how it goes. We're gonna hit with a 120. See how that works. See if it clogs with the paper or not. Probably gonna clog it up. We'll see. Boom! Okay, it feels really strong. Good connections. This one got kind of wonky on me, but it's okay. We'll sand it down. I marked 3/8, half of 3/4 to give me my center line for where I'm gonna drill my pilots. I don't know. Is your brother gonna ride it with you? Plastic. Baby, I need somebody to ride with you. You're not allowed to drive it yet. By yourself. tractor. Just go play in the pool, baby. Okay, you need Dalton to drive you or Jameson to drive you. Okay? Well, we got it done. We got it built, anyways. Still have to mount it. That'll be probably tomorrow. Everybody went inside. We're gonna finish this video in about 5 seconds. But in the meantime, thought I was done, didn't you? Got you. No, but seriously though, check it out, dude. Man, there's our reliefs. So I had to do some stuff. See this crack right here? It's pretty prominent. So what I did is I was checking that first, and I decided to flip this to the back side. Now, you can really see it really good back here. Here's that crack right there, and it goes straight clean through, but we're screwed in here, and nice and strong. Dude, look at this. Look how grungy. And look how pretty that is. Ooh, that's awesome. This old junk laying around the house. Look how clean that is. So I need to get the router out. We're gonna hit the edges. We'll do that in just a minute. Gonna round all this over. I messed up. I should have rounded this over first before I mounted this on. It is what it is. I make mistakes. So do that now. Alright, move over the chamfer bit instead of a round over. This one was loaded into the machine. Let's see if I can get that to focus for you guys. Hold on, let me see. Yeah. Work that edge real good all the way around. Check it out. Gosh. Terrible. There we go. Yeah, buddy. Look at that. Those are a little ugly, but they will serve their purpose. I'm gonna fix that with the, that one's a lot bigger, isn't it? We'll fix that with the oscillating tool. But anyway, there she is. Let's figure out a spot to mount the sucker on the boat. All right, Sunday, next day after our last shot, we're gonna get this thing mounted up, okay? Went to Home Depot, picked up, this is a 12-inch, and got another flange to mount it on there. We also got a 6-inch. What's cool, actually, is Home Depot, so this pipe was 18 inches, and they don't sell 12 or 6-inch. And I was able to cut this down, they threaded it for me for free, so I got both. Check out what height we need. So we're gonna go with a 12-inch pipe. Looks really good. I just got it kind of fitted up a little bit on the boat. I got our marks on here. This is the front towards me. We're gonna go up 3 inches, start our flange. We're gonna get it centered, get it mounted. Let's get this done. Check this out. So I put this on the boat and I put our pipe together and set it on there, see how tall we want it to be. And I kind of just eyeballed it while I was up there, and I just marked a circle where we wanted to mount it. It wasn't centered or anything. And that's what I was just doing. Look at that. So there's my arch for where the thing was at, and that's my mark for center right there. Couldn't have got that any more close, or couldn't have got that any closer. Eyeballing it. I'm okay sometimes. To God be the glory. All right, let's get this thing done. Okay. Come on in here, Chip. Come on in here, Chip. Come on in here, Chip. Okay. You. All right, well, we got the flange mounted on the table. Let's go mount the flange on the boat. Now, the plan is I'm not gonna screw it down to the fiberglass. I'm gonna bolt it down to the fiberglass. That's the plan. I'm gonna use these 1 1/4 inch bolts. I'm gonna get my big fender washers that I got to spread the load out along the fiberglass and see how it goes. Let's get to the boat. There it is. Got it done. Check it out. All in all, we spent about, let's see, that was $10 for the flange, $10 for that flange, that's $20. We spent, I don't know, let's say a dollar per screw with the nuts and the washer. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's $8 for that. So we're at 28 bucks. And then we bought a pack of screws for $6 for a 25 pack. That was real cheap, and we used so 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we did 19 screws. So let's say we'll call it $5. So 10, 20, 5, $33. We'll call round up 35 bucks. We had this on hand already, so we can't forget that. This is 3/4 inch HDPE. I looked it up. It's cutting board, like I said in the beginning, from a restaurant. This stuff is not cheap if you had to go buy it. But if you wanted to get some of this, go to your local restaurant. They're always changing these things out. Ask if they have some old cutting boards and see if they're getting rid of some old cutting boards. Might get lucky. Go to your an old restaurant nearby, and they might have one of these laying around that you can pick up. You just need 2 of them. You can build it for this. Like I said, this is 3/4 inch. The one on Boat Outfitters is 1/2 inch. This is a little bit bigger material, and hopefully will last us a long time. But it unscrews really well. Really easy to store. Looks extremely good. Ready to put some fish on it. That's it. Let me show you how it comes apart. All right, so we're ready to stow it in. So you just spin it around, getting the whole pipe on this one. There it is. And you just get it situated here. There's your pieces. Rod holder, and then we'll stow this in the front right here. So just stick it in here with the rods and stuff. Anchor. Bam, done. And all that's left up here is our mounting bracket. That's it. If you enjoyed the video, guys, thanks for watching. As always, this is a fun project. It's a little bit longer video, but stayed to this long. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and